Okie dokie. Hi everyone. Welcome back to my channel again. Today I'm going to be doing a bit more drawing. I actually had some requests on my first video, which I thought was great and really cool. Thank you. Okay, so, yes. On my first video that I did art in, I had a comment from Squash Bash asking if I could draw some octopus, or draw an octopus or some sea creatures. And you know, I was nice and said I would try, so I'm going to give it a go. It's been a bit since I've drawn any sea creatures. I don't even remember the last time I did. I will probably have to get out reference photos. But I will start with an octopus, because octopi are pretty cool. And I do like octopi. They are cool little creatures. Are they cephalopods? I don't know what the name is for them. I think it's a cephalopod. I think. Depends what kind of octopus, right? Because like, you've got the very cartoony, like, I've got a round head and I can smile like this. Which doesn't really make any sense because octopi do not have faces like that, obviously. But, you know, it'll start cute. And we'll see just where it goes from there. So, I don't know what to talk about. I don't really have anything to talk about. Sea creatures. Because the other videos that I've done have all been fucking Sonic. Sonic stuff. And I know how to talk Sonic. Because it's my fucking life. You know? You know, I've seen like so many videos that are like, ooh, if you had to talk about a topic for 3 hours, what would you talk about? And I'm like, well, at first I was like, maybe Homestuck, or maybe Undertale. But then I recorded that video, and I was like, oh my god, I could just talk about Sonic for 3 hours for no reason. Like, I could just ramble, and it'd be fine. Because apparently I know enough about Sonic that I could just ramble for fucking 3 hours. Which is insane to me. Because I didn't think I'd be able to. But lo and behold, there was a whole freaking video of me rambling on about Sonic for 3 hours. And now I'm rambling on about how I rambled on. I'm getting too meta for everyone to deal with, including myself. I don't like it. Tell me to shut up. Well, as of right now, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie isn't out, and I do actually want to go see it. I know it's had bad reviews, and that's like, whatever. I get it. I mean, I don't, but like, I kind of have a feeling that like, the people that watched it may not be like FNAF nerds. They might just be general people that have vaguely heard about Five Nights at Freddy's, maybe from their kids. Because, you know, it was a big fucking indie game. And yeah, I don't know, it's really funny to me that it's not been reviewed very well. But equally I'm like, I don't know, it's a shame, because I was hoping it would be kinda decent, but if, you know, all the things are like, oh yes, well, we've only rated it a 2 out of 10, then it's like, wow, how bad is it? And I like Matthew Lillard, don't get me wrong. He was great as Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. And I did watched both of those Scooby-Doo films as a child. Do you know what scared me though? Fucking the tar monster in the second Scooby-Doo film. That terrified me. Yeah, no, that tar guy, that animated tar guy, freaked me the hell out. I didn't like him. He was scary, and it freaked me out when everyone was getting consumed by the tar. I was like, oh my god, the gang is going to die. But it's okay, they didn't. They're alive. But yes, Matthew Lillard as William Afton is interesting choice. I'm sure he's done a great job. But as somebody has pointed out, and it's always on the internet that people point these things out, William Afton was originally an Englishman. He was British. Because, you know, in Sister Location, when he's talking to the man about whatever baby can do, he's like, she can dance, she can sing, she can make balloons at her fingertips. And then they're like, we're sorry, Mr. Afton, but those weren't the features we were asking about. And it's like, yeah, actually, he was British. And they seem to have forgotten that throughout the games. Like, just the fact that Scott forgot, and then as soon as Pizzeria Simulator came out, he was like, no, William Afton is American now. It's like, oh, so he can't be. He's not British anymore. And this might upset a lot of people. I didn't really like Security Breach, and I didn't really like Security Breach Ruin. Like, I love the old games, like, a lot. They've got a place in my heart. Don't get me wrong. And I don't know, like, Security Breach obviously comes away from that quite a lot. It's no longer sitting in an office or a bedroom even. And it's not even like about surviving animatronics. It's just like, it was Scott's way of being like, I can make a bigger game. And I know it's not just Scott on his own anymore. He's got a whole fucking team now. But like, yeah, the fact that they were like, we're just going completely different from what the old games used to be. We're changing it up entirely, and everyone's just gonna have to deal with that. And it's like, but you're forgetting what made the original game so good in the first place. Like, I know many people have talked about it in the past, but like, the reason why FNAF 1 worked so well is because you're forced to sit still and watch the danger keep getting closer. And I know obviously there's now lots of things like you don't actually need to watch the cameras, blah 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 blah. But you know, people didn't realise that at the time. They were just like, well, no. This is a game about looking in the cameras, so we're gonna look in the cameras. Which is fair enough. So, I know FNAF 3 isn't everybody's favourite. And it's not really as scary, I'd say. That was more for, like, story purposes, I think. Like, just to get the story across, to be like, the man that is trapped inside of Springtrap is the purple guy. But obviously, then you learn Purple Guy is actually Henry Afton, William's son, and then you're like, okay. And that's fine. And then it gets confusing. Because, like, obviously, yeah, you're like, oh, that's the Purple Guy, that's William, he's stuck inside Springtrap. But then, yeah, Sister Location came out, and it changed the formula of Five Nights at Freddy's. And it became about, well, it just became about it was like a point and click adventure, basically. Like, that's honestly the nicest way I can put it. It became a point and click adventure, and yes, it was scary. Yes, there were moments when you can die. Yes, there's a whole bit where you've got the mini Renas climbing into your suit, and you have to shake them off, and you've got to wind up the spring locks, otherwise you'll die. I get that it's scary, but in the first game, it wasn't. Yes, there were bits of story, but they were all hidden in the background, and it wasn't obvious what actually happened. And I think that actually made it scarier, because you weren't sure why these animatronics were alive, and why they were coming after you, and why they were possessed. You couldn't tell. And yeah, I think that worked way better than what FNAF 5 did. Because FNAF 5 was suddenly like, we're going to give you all this story, we're going to give you background to, you know, William Afton created all these fucking things, these animatronics, and he did create them to eat children. Well, not eat, but, you know, consume and hide the bodies inside them. And, you know, suddenly you have to find out that, you know, he's also got two sons. One that got bitten in the forehead. And, again, I think FNAF 4 is actually really good. I know it gives you more direct story, but it's still kind of subtle in places, because it is implied that you play as the crying child. Obviously, there are lots of hints throughout the game, but it's never actually physically determined whether you are or not. And I think that there are just bleh. I think that Sister Location could have been so much better than what it was. Because I personally think that it focused too much on trying to tell a story that I don't think anybody was too fussed about originally. Because everybody loved coming up with theories, MatPat included. However, I'm pretty sure it was those theories that led to Scott being like, well, yeah, they're all true. So, what? What do you mean they're all true? I think, yeah, Sister Location has really lost it a little bit for me, because suddenly, you know, Baby's like, I used to make I made ice cream, but only once. And, you know, she's telling all these, like, stories that is clearly supposed to just tell you the story of what's happening in the Five Nights at Freddy's universe. And yeah, I never, because I liked FNAF I didn't really see it at the time, but looking back on it, I don't like that Baby basically just gives you all the answers to everything that's happened throughout the games. I miss that kind of mystery that they used to have going for them, because that was at least vaguely interesting. Whereas now it's just like, oh yes, well, this person did this awful thing. Is that okay? And this person did this awful thing. Is that okay? And you thought they were the same person. It's like, yeah, well, they're both purple guys, right? And then you learn that actually there's two different purple guys. There's William Afton, her dad, and then there's Michael Afton, the son. And he was the one that went into fucking sister location and became the purple guy because he was fucking decaying. And like, I don't know, I feel like that wasn't necessary. And I don't know, I personally, not my favourite. I don't like that they just give you the story right out. They're just like, this is a story of what's happening, and we're not going to try very hard to hide that anymore. So yeah, I never really liked that Baby's just like, have you ever been in the scooping room? It only hurts for a moment. How would you feel? Like a fresh pint of ice cream. Shut the fuck up, baby. Like, shush. I don't care. I don't want to know what a freshly made pint of ice cream feels like. I don't give a shit. But, like, I know plenty of people care. Like, don't get me wrong, I know people love sister location, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just personally don't think the whole revealing the story like that was good, and I think they could have done it way better. And yeah, it just pulls you out of the moment, in my opinion. And that's Ultimate Custom Night was alright. No, not Ultimate Custom Night. Pizzeria Simulator. Now that was kind of cool. I did actually quite like that one. And I want to be clear, I've never actually played most of these games. The only game that I actually did play out of the Five Nights at Freddy's series is the first one. And that was a very, very long time ago when I was still with my ex-boyfriend. And I think I've spoken about it before. I only got past night 1. No, I got to night 4. But I was bored, so I gave up. And I let Bonnie kill me. Because I was bored and I didn't want to play anymore. But no, I think Pizzeria Simulator was good because it let you build a fake pizzeria, and I kind of like that the fake pizzeria was included underneath the Pizzaplex in the security breach. I kind of like that, even though it's not. Yeah. I feel like not many people realise that Especially like YouTubers that were playing it there. I feel like they didn't really take notice of it unless they remembered like actually playing these games, which sometimes they do, but I don't think Mark realised. I know a lot of other people didn't really realise either that they were the same place. But again, with Pizzeria Simulator, like the whole bit at the end where William Afton is just talking about how he lured them all to this place to trap them. It's just like, dude. And I know there's like, obviously there's people, especially on TikTok at the moment, I've seen like people being like, oh, back in fucking 2014 when this first game came out, and it was just a silly little survival horror game, you know? Everyone was just like, oh yeah, it's just a survival horror game, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And then it cuts to them being really sad about the monologue that William says about, and you, my daughter. And yeah, it is sad. Like I said, don't get me wrong, it is very sad and it's a good game. But I just think there could have been so much better done. Especially because that then led to Security Breach, right? And we all know that Security Breach is a mess of a game. It's a huge mess. It's broken, it doesn't work half the time. And yeah, it's not a good game. And no offense to the voice actress that plays Gregory, but I find him really whiny and I do not like his voice. Come on, Freddy. I need to get out of here, Freddy. What am I supposed to do? Like, yeah, I don't know. It just annoys me slightly. But, yeah, Security Breach is not... It's not good. Because it's no longer about... Yeah, it's no longer about surviving in an office until a certain time. It's just about running around a giant pizzaplex to show off, like, this is what Five Nights at Freddy's is now. And having, like, 4 different endings, I think, or, like, 5, I don't remember all of them. But obviously you've got the disassemble Vanny, and you've got the other ones. So yeah, I don't know. It was too much. And then Ruin came out, which just ruined it even more for me. Because suddenly they're like, you know who we need to introduce? A character from the books, which not everyone knows about. Like, I'm sorry, who the fuck is Mimic? I've never heard of a Mimic in my life, and suddenly they're the big bad in FNAF Ruin, and it's just like, what? Who is this person? Who is this animatronic? And why can sometimes, if you do a certain thing, if you've unlocked all the doors, why does it suddenly have like a big lion mascot mask on, and why is there like other things that you couldn't really see in the room before? Now they're all lit up. Like, that makes zero sense to me. And yeah, I don't like it. I thought it was bad, and I am sticking by that because I can and I want to. So yeah, it wasn't good. I don't like it, and people will probably hate me for saying that I don't like it, but hey, I'm drawing an octopus, so you guys can shut the fuck up. Yeah, how about that? Is that fair? Hey. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Help Wanted Part 2 coming out, because Help Wanted 1 was pretty funny to watch everybody play. Also, just getting to see the scale of those animatronics, terrifying. Would have scared me. Would have freaked me the hell out. Ooh, and actually, no, the one thing I do like about Security Breach Ruin is Eclipse. I like Eclipse. Eclipse is great. Being all like, not children should not be in here this time. It's not safe. And he just gently carries you out. And it's just like, ooh, I like this guy. Yeah, I don't know, you're not gonna get much else out of me about Five Nights at Freddy's, I don't think, because I've only got so much time I can talk about for now. Because it's FNAF, and I find it difficult to talk about FNAF for too long, because normally some of these to stop me from talking about it. So I don't talk for hours and hours and hours, like I'm doing right now. Octopi tend to be red or orange or reddish orange, so let's make this one darker than the other one. I'm really about to talk about Sonic again, aren't I? I'm sorry, it's my favourite game and I like it a lot. Which is weird, right? Because it's not actually my favourite game. I lied. That was a lie. I just said that because it was my favourite game when I was a kid, to be fair. When I was a young child. But that's why I'm going as Hornet from Hollow Knight to Comic-Con, because Hollow Knight's my favourite game, which you already know from watching, hopefully, my introduction video to me existing on the internet again. I know it's been a while, but my god, cut me some slack. I'm a busy woman. I'm a busy person. What's everybody's favourite holiday? I might as well ask, since we're getting close to Halloween, and I like Halloween. Halloween is cool, and I'm always mad that we don't really celebrate it over here in the UK, because I guess we're a bunch of prudes. And it kind of sucks. But, you know, there's only so much I can do about that, and that's not buying anything Christmas related until December. Or late November. But like, the fact that we start Christmas, all the way in August, it's insane to me. Because why would we start Christmas all the way in August? That makes no sense. And I would know that it starts in August because I worked at a fucking card factory for 4 months. Which I know is not a very long time. But first of all, you have to understand, retail sucks. Second of all, working at card factories sucked. And my manager, who I thought was a nice person at the time, turned out to be a really bitchy person, and I don't like her very much right now. And I don't know if I will ever again. But, you know, the assistant manager that took over from her was lovely. And I hope she's doing well. I hope she's either moved out of the card factory or maybe she's earning even more money now. Who knows? But I hope she's doing good. But no, card factory sucked, especially at Christmas. Oh my god. And I would know because I had to work Christmas Eve. Which was the first time I'd ever worked Christmas Eve. And they really don't... Whoopsie daisy. They don't tell you just how bad... Keep pressing the wrong button. Christmas Eve is gonna get. They're all just like, oh, no. It's fine. But there was one time when I was working a shift around Christmas that I was a key holder. So I know, not the most important job in the world. And I was only a key holder if the manager or the assistant manager wasn't in. So, you know, most of the time I was getting minimum wage anyway, which sucked. Like, bro, I'm here to do this fucking job, and all you can say is, well, you're only a part-time. But yeah, working around Christmas was awful. And yes, there was one time that I was in charge because the assistant manager wasn't in, and I was supposed to have other people in. I was supposed to have me and 4 other girls, I think. There was supposed to be 5 of us in total, and 3 of them didn't show up. And it was the most awful day ever. Now, apparently they were all ill. One of them I could understand. She definitely probably was ill. Another one, she was actually... 2 of them were being sent over from a different store to help us because we were understaffed. Neither of them showed... No, wait, no, not 2. There was only one person supposed to come over from another store. She didn't show because she was also ill, apparently. And then the other girl didn't show because apparently she'd had the go-ahead to have the day off. Which I know for a fact was not true at all. And it was just like... I had the most awful time. Because, you know, suddenly I was running a 5-person shift with 2 people, and I had balloon orders to do, and I had fucking the co-worker I was working with, unfortunately she has like learning difficulties, and she needs a bit of time, like she needs help quite a lot, and I was just with her, and bless her, she did really good, like really well, because I had to go off and leave her for a good half an hour while I blew up balloons. And then I had to apologise profusely to everybody else coming in and being like, I'm so sorry, we're very understaffed today, it's just me and my co-worker. And thankfully everybody was understanding. But I did not have lunch that day, because I couldn't have lunch that day. I had to give my co-worker lunch because it wasn't fair to her, because, you know, she's just there to help out, and I felt bad enough. It was just me and her, and the fact that I had, you know, put her on the shop floor all on her own for a while. So she had lunch, I didn't. It was not good. And I'm very glad I don't work there anymore, because Card Factory sucks. I think this is going to be a very long episode tonight, because I don't really draw sea creatures very much. And I'm sorry, if you wanted them as Sonic characters, I can do that, to be fair. I can make a little octopus guy. Could you imagine? A little octopus guy as a Sonic character. Maybe I'll make one. Maybe I will actually do that, because that'd be funny. That'd be hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty, I think I'm gonna have to stop here for now, because it's getting late and my throat is going over it. But here are two very different looking octopi. You've got a very cartoony one, and then a very concerned looking, kind of realistic one. I actually have a lot of fun drawing octopi, which I know sounds really weird. But I like drawing tentacles. Don't take that as it meaning anything else. I just like drawing octopus tentacles because they're really cool. But yeah, this was a lot of fun actually. I should do it again at some point. If not, I'll probably draw some more Sonic characters. And maybe there'll be even more Sonic fan characters, just like last time. But if you did make it to the end of this video, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And if you would consider giving me a like and a subscribe, and maybe hitting that notification bell while you're at it, because it does really help out. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all again soon. Bye!